Yesterday in Brooklyn, the rapper Bobby Shmurda, who made the hit song Hot Nigga, for you guys that follow today's hip hop, you know about that song. It was a real big single this year. Created a lot of buzz, which ultimately got Bobby Shmurda his deal with Epic. Yesterday he was involved in a gang sting that the NYPD were doing an investigation with a gang that I don't know if he's affiliated with or he's a part of, and they were under investigation for drug trafficking and doing some gang shootings and etc. etc. And they caught Bobby Shmurda on camera, and they, you got investigators out there. Oh, what's going on, or how do you feel, or what do you have to say to your fans? Which I think is a ignorant statement to ask somebody who is getting hauled in the back of a wagon how what they want to say to their fans, but this is the type of things that idiotic journalists do. And I'm glad Bobby Shmurda didn't say anything, because when you're involved in a case like this where it's a sting and they got all type of investigations and everything going on, and obviously they built up some evidence to even arrest these guys for the sting, you want to keep quiet. You want to lawyer up. You want to get all your ducks lined up, and you want to make sure you have things intact so you can fight against this case. But it's sad. It just happened to this cat, and I did my homework on Bobby Shmurda. I heard about him in the industry and everything. Actually, the record label that I work for, we were trying to sign him at the time, but ultimately he decided to sign with Epic, which Epic is a cool choice. They doing anything over there. But it's sad, because Bobby Shmurda, he's been in the streets and been selling drugs and stuff since he was 13. So he's been heavily involved into the street life as a young kid, and to see this guy get out of jail, stumble across a track, which Bobby Shmurda has said in plenty of interviews that he never really took rapping too serious. He just happened to stumble over a beat, which that Hot Nigga beat was originally Lloyd Banks' joint, but he stumbled over it, did his thing on it, put his his whole swag on the joint, and it became a big record. And to see him create a bright future for himself, and even bring up some of the guys that he had around him and he grew up with into the industry so that they can cake up and get money and create opportunities for themselves. It's sad, but at the same time, when you have created a future for yourself and you have a bright future, a lot of times the people that you hung out with before, you got to cut a lot of those guys off, because you have people that you grew up with. And I can testify this, because I don't always talk about this, but I wasn't always quote unquote righteous, or talk about the things that are going on within the black community. There was a time where I was doing my dibs and dabbles in the streets, and I don't talk about that too much, but I know what type of environment these guys come from, and your mindset, and just wanting to put food on your table. When you're growing up in a single parent household, and you have to become a man very early. I know what a lot of these brothers deal with, and I don't condone a lot of things that they do, but at the same time I understand where it comes from. But I can remember, just speaking for myself, when I decided to get on the right path and do what I need to do, and I had that wake up call, like, yo, I'm getting older. There's things in life that I want to pursue. There's goals that I want to achieve. A lot of cats that I hung out with that was in the streets, or just around my neighborhood or whatever, that was destructive. I had to purge myself away from those people, because what would happen is that when you are on one track and you got people around you that want to go in the opposite track, it's gonna mess you up. And Bobby Shmurda, this guy, he has the opportunity to not only take care of himself, but take care of his family, and actually do something productive with his creativity. And when you got guys around you, you're associating yourself with guys that don't really have too much going on for themselves right now, or maybe you're trying to create opportunities for them, but they still want to be in the streets. They still want to be with the gang activity, and doing the drug activity. And I want to say that these guys are innocent to proven guilty, so I'm not throwing that on these brothers. But at the same time, when you're associated with people like that, or people who have certain ties into negativity, eventually you're going to get trapped in that same system, because the people around you influence you to do things. And it might be, you know, a cat around you that, you know, just wants to earn stripes with the squad, or to you in general, and they'll go out and fight somebody, or, you know, shoot somebody just to say, yeah, you know, I'm down, I'm loyal, I'm this and I'm that. And a lot of times, a lot of altercations and beefs happen in hip-hop, not because of the artist, but because of the people that's around him. You know, whether it's the security guards, or whether it's, you know, the entourage, or et cetera, et cetera. A lot of times it's the company that you keep that can be the ultimate downfall, you know, and cause your destruction. So, you know, I mean, I just hope that, you know, he gets lured up, you know, if he doesn't have anything to do with this situation, and he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and, you know, associating himself with guys that, you know, are really not being productive. You know, I hope he can get out of this situation. But we all know how the justice system works against black men. You know, they're quick to lock us up. You know, if you're with somebody who is doing something that's not right, hey, you going down with them. And that's why it's important to contain leadership and know how to make the right decisions as a man. Because, you know, I know how it is. You know, a lot of times the cats that you grew up with, or, you know, you've been rocking with these guys since you was, you know, 6, 7, 8 years old, and, you know, you get on, you know, obviously you want to create opportunities for those cats too, you know, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you got to do you. You have to protect yourself and protect your well-being, especially if you have a family to look out for, because, you know, the justice system, they're quick to lock especially black men up. They'll lock you up in a minute, because they get money off of everybody they put into the prison system. So, you know, they itching to lock, you know, young black men up. And, you know, it's unfortunate, but I hope this brother gets everything together. But, you know, these cats like Chief Keef and, you know, Chris Brown, and, you know, these guys that associate themselves with people that might not be that productive, you know, sometimes you got to just step back. You got to say, hey, you know, I have to look out for myself. I have to be concerned about my well-being and my future. Those who want to rock with me and want to be positive, hey, come on board. But those who still want to be in the streets and, you know, be on this street shit, when you trying to create an opportunity for everybody to eat and for everybody to take care of their family, well, hey, you got to get on board. But, you know, that's my 2 cents on this. You know, I'm gonna leave y'all with a quote that Diddy said to Biggie when he signed him. He said, my business is about the streets, but it's not in the streets. And, you know, that's something that you have to take with you when you come from a certain environment and you get into the business world, whether it's the music industry, movies, sports, etc., etc. You gotta leave some of those people back, and you gotta leave that activity back, because if you don't, it can be your ultimate destruction. But I'm out. You guys give me your feedback if you want. Peace.